Hey guys, I'm Mavany. I decided to film an everyday get ready with me today and then also do a little hair tutorial just to show you guys how I got these curls. So if you want to see that, then just stay tuned. I've been kind of lounging around all day, so I figured I'd get ready and film it. My hair is still really wet, so I'm just gonna pull it back into like a little ponytail just to get it out of the way. All right. And then I'll start with some foundation. This is just the CoverGirl Clean and Fresh foundation. Apply some of this to the back of my hand. And then put it on with my finger. I have like this huge scar right here. Alright, and then I'll take my beauty blender, go on the back of my hand, and then just blend that all in. I don't have anything going on today, so just figured I would get ready. 'Cause why not? And then just go in with some concealer. And of course this is just the Maybelline Insane Age Rewind that everyone uses. I'll just put that under my eyes, forehead, bridging my nose, Cupid's bow, and then on my chin. Alright, and then I'm just gonna set that with this Revlon Color Stay Powder on my forehead. This one isn't as drying as the other one I have, so I'm just gonna use this one right on my forehead where I crease the most. And then a little bit all around the rest of my face. Then I'll go in with this L'Oreal Hydra Perfect Translucent Powder. This one's like really drying and I don't really like it, but it does set like the rest of my makeup pretty well. I just wouldn't use it like anywhere that I tend to crease a lot. And then I'll just put a little bit on my neck. And then I'm going to contour or more bronze. I have this contour palette from City Color, I think. So I just take the darkest shade. It's the only one that I use out of this. And my contour brush, and I'll just go in. It's pretty pigmented, so I just use like a couple dabs and then go in on my cheeks. And then I'll take a bronzer, and this one is the Take Home the Bronzer by The Balm. And same thing, just a couple pats and then kind of blend it in. And then I'll blend it up onto my forehead. And then I'll just do a couple more pats and then go to the top. My forehead is pretty small, so I don't like to make it like too dark, but just a little bit to make it all blend in. And then I'll go ahead and do my nose. I just take like any fluffy brush really. And then I'll go in with that darker shade and like very lightly around. And then with the bronzer shade, I'll blend it in. And then I go in and do my eyebrows. Gotta sneeze. I guess not. So I just brushed them out with like this old brush that I got when I used to do my lashes. And then I go in with a pomade. This one is by Billion Dollar Brows and it's in the shade Taupe. And then just an angled brush. And I like to do both my eyebrows at the same time. I think most people do. So I'll like do one thing here and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. My eyebrows are naturally like super uneven, so I just try to get them as close as possible. And if it doesn't turn out perfect, it's not too big of a deal to me, because hardly ever do they turn out perfect. And then like I'll light or outline the top of the inner corners of my eyebrows. And then I'll take a little bit and I'll like move it up like this, like kind of flick it up through my brow. Because I feel like it just disperses the product a little bit better. At least in the front, so that it's not as dark. And then I'll just brush through them again. And then hopefully I won't have to fix anything. Okay, and then I'll use like a gel. Any gel works really. This one I think is by Wander Beauty. And I'll just comb up at the front. Comb all those hairs up. I need to get my eyebrows done. And then through the rest of them. And using a brow gel does like make a huge difference. And then your eyebrows actually like stay in place throughout the day, which is really nice. Then I'll go in and I'll do my blush. So I have this by Beauty Discovery. It's just called the Cheek to Cheek Blush Palette. And then I'll take a blush brush, and I always just use like this middle shade right here. And then I'll actually kind of bring it up onto my forehead just like I did with the bronzer. I kind of like the look of this. I feel like it just like makes it all blend in a little bit better, because I feel like it's kind of weird if I just have like big blotches of pink on my cheeks and then like nowhere else. I mean, I know that's what blush pretty much is, but I personally just like it a little bit more. And then a little bit on my nose too. And then I'll do my highlighter. This is Glazed Donut by O4 Cosmetics. And then I'll just take a highlighter brush, cheekbones, brow bone, or above the brow bone. And I'll do some on my Cupid's bow. And then whatever's left on that, I'll go onto my forehead. Then I take a pencil brush. I'll do a little bit right here. And then I'll line up my brow bone. Okay. And then it's time for mascara. So I use the L'Oreal Telescopic. Everyone loves this. This one always makes your eyelashes like super long. And then when I do my mascara, once I like get it to like the root, I'll blink through and it will just help get the product all the way to the tips of my eyelashes. And then you can also kind of wiggle through as well. The difference. Mascara makes such a big difference. And then I'll usually take like a volumizing mascara too, and I'll go over that just to kind of blend it in and also make them look a little bit fuller. I've always been really bad at doing my mascara without getting any of it on my eyelids because my eyelashes are naturally like a little bit longer and I've always struggled with this. So I mean, after I always just take a Q-tip and clean it up, so it doesn't bother me too much if I like am getting it everywhere while I'm doing it. And then I'll do my bottom eyelashes with the same L'Oreal Telescopic. You probably want to do it with a waterproof mascara, and I know they do make this waterproof, but I don't mind too much if it's not. I just do it like a little bit, and then the same on the other side. And then I'll let them dry. And I'm gonna go grab a paper towel and a Q-tip just to wipe off my lips and then my eyes. So I wiped off my eyelids with a Q-tip, and I'm just gonna wipe off my lips with a paper towel. Just getting all that product off. And then I usually just go in with chapstick. So any kind of chapstick to finish off. Then I'll just go back in with my beauty blender and blend out everything just to make sure it all is nice and smooth. Alright, and then my hair is still wet. So since my hair is still wet, I'm gonna let it dry, just air dry, because I never blow dry my hair. And then I'll come back on camera and show you guys how I curl it. Alright, I'm back. My hair is most of the way dry. It is like a little bit wet still, but I think it'll be okay. So what I usually do is I'll just part my hair in the middle, like kind of how it is now, just so it's a little bit even on both sides. And then I take my wand, and this is like a medium barrel. Funny story about this wand actually is when I was like maybe like 15 or 16, I got this off of Wish for like 20 bucks. And it actually has lasted me so long. Like I have never bought another one since. And so I'm like pleasantly surprised, but there's also like no way for me to link it just because it's so old. I don't even know like what brand it is. But so I do that, and then my trick to curling my hair, I can do it in like 15 minutes, is I'll just take like really big sections, so I'll show you. So I'm just letting that heat up. So I'll go all the way from under and come all the way up so that I have like this much hair. And my hair is pretty thin, so if you have thicker hair, you might want to take smaller sections. And then I'll just take my wand and go behind and wrap it around. And I usually hold it for around 30 seconds, but since my hair is still a little bit wet, I'll probably hold it just like a little bit longer. And you can kind of feel when it starts to get hot, that's when you want to let go. Okay, so it kind of comes out like this, and it does look like a little bit weird at first, but once it's done, it will look good. And then I just do the same exact thing all the way to like the halfway point around the back of my head. Same exact thing, same sections, and the same amount of time that you want to hold it. And then I'm also I'm curling the hair away from my face. The nice thing about curling your hair like this also is your curls really don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to worry about like sectioning off your hair before you start curling. take one more section all the way in the back, so it's like halfway around my head. And then I'll put all this hair on this side. Then I keep all the curled hair on this side. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this half of my head, but pointing away from my face, just like this side was. So they'll be like this. So same thing, just taking a section all the way from the bottom to the top and curling around. Take bigger or smaller sections, just depending on how like defined you want your curls. I like mine a little bit looser, so I take bigger sections. So at this point, all of my hair is curled, so it's not like the best. So then my trick is, since I did all that, and that really doesn't take that long, maybe like 5 minutes. Then I go around like the crown of my head and I'll just take little pieces like this. And this also looks really nice if you have layers in your hair. So like halfway. And I'll curl it away from my face just like I did before, but I'm just taking like the pieces on the crown of my head. And then I'll hold it for half the time that I did the other pieces up here, since it's like half the amount. So I'll probably hold this one for like 20 seconds. You can do like 15 to 20. And then I'll keep doing this around to the half, just like I did before. So like halfway around my head, I'll stop going this way, and then I'll go the other way. And I feel like this just adds like, almost like a layering and like more texture to your hair. up winning away from my face on this side. Alright, and that's it. So then I'll kind of just run my fingers through. And this just creates like really loose, nice, like everyday curls. And it's also kind of nice because if I keep these into makeup the next day, it's not like super curly, but it's nice and textured and feels a little bit thicker since my hair is so thin. Alright, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next.